And this question is for everyone in my newsroom. They want to know, have you ever made contact with a famous dead person?
I could say this on Crossing Over. When I was doing Crossing Over, the TV people, celebrities were always like a big deal. Like, they thought that people cared about celebrities. I always thought that people didn't really care about the celebrity aspect of the show. But you understand, you deal with news and entertainment that celebrity sells. But on Crossing Over, I think people were more interested on regular people because they can identify with that. So I had this thing that I was tested at the University of Arizona, and they did a number of different tests. There's a book written about it. People can find out about what took place. It's called The Afterlife Experiments. It's written by Dr. Gary Schwartz. But one of the things we did was the silent sitter experiment, where they would put me in the room, where they would put the medium in the room, and they would bring a person in behind us and sit them behind us. So I thought, I'm going to do that on TV, because this way I don't have to deal with knowing who the celebrity is behind me. Nobody could say, I know who it is, so therefore there's that aha. And it gave a great camera angle too, because you could see me and you could see the person behind me. One of the people that they had, that they brought in, was Tracy Nelson, who's an actress, the daughter of Ricky Nelson, who was an actor and famous singer. So what was confusing for me was I knew that because I was sitting the way I was sitting, the person behind me was famous. But what I was getting coming through was that the person coming through was famous as well. So that was, to me, an interesting experience. Yes, I've had those, but they've been private experiences that I can't talk about. But that one I could talk about because it was on TV. But here's what I learned, and here's what I learned about that. There are no velvet ropes on the other side. You're not a celebrity on the other side. You were a celebrity on this side, and it was the role that you played. And that person came through to me as being the father with the R name. I knew that there was fame attached to it, but he didn't come through as the famous person. It was, I'm her dad. So we are based upon, we are defined by the life that we lived and the love that we gave and learned. That's how I think we're defined. That's our celebrity. That's our imprint.
Great. Well, you're coming to South Africa to do two shows. What can people expect from a live show?
Well, there's a joke in there. I almost want to say, it's live and dead, but the reality is, if people watch Crossing Over, if they remember the show Crossing Over, it's that show blown up live, meaning my job is to teach. My job is to raise people's awareness. My job is to empower, enlighten, educate, and the readings are the tools that I use to do that. But it's not just about the reading. So if people are interested in learning more about the subject matter, if they want to see people make connections, if they're open to being read, that's what they can expect. It's Crossing Over live, but I'm 15 years now further down the line from when I first started that show. So the level of teaching and empowerment that I'm going to convey is going to be different than what they would have seen on TV, a decade or so ago. But if somebody is in a place where they feel desperate, if they feel like they have to have a reading or I'm going to fix them, they shouldn't come. That personality, if you're watching this, that person really should be working with a grief counselor or somebody to help them deal with their journey of grief. But if somebody is open to the potential, if they're open to experiencing the energy, if they want to learn, if they want to evolve, if they want to live a more empowered life, come and see see what they can take away from the show. I want to leave people better than I find them. So I'm excited of returning. It's been a few years that I've been there, and I think this is going to be the last time I get over to that part of the world in a while. So I hope people who are interested do come and participate.